Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय।
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
जय। कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा निशा
Hare Krishna everyone.
कृष्णा thanks for getting Ramanuji on Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very nice. तो श्रीमद् भागवतम में टोटल 12 स्कंद होते हैं, राइट, लाइक 12 कैंटोस, और हम लोग अभी 10th स्कंद पे है. सो वी हैव कंप्लीटेड 9th स्कंद, राइट, नो बुक्स कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं हम लोग, 10th पे है. वी हैव कंप्लीटेड अराउंड 575 सेशंस लाइक दिस. हम लोग सब लोग मिलके पढ़ते हैं, राइट, चैंटिंग करते हैं, फिर मिलके पढ़ते हैं. और श्रीमद् भागवतम में कितने श्लोक होते हैं? 18,000, राइट. और भगवद गीता में 700 श्लोक. सो भगवद गीता में 700 श्लोक होते हैं. श्रीमद् भागवतम में 18,000 श्लोक एंड 332 अध्याय. जैसे 18 अध्याय होते हैं गीता में, भगवद गीता में 332 अध्याय श्रीमद् भागवतम में होते हैं. और 12 बुक्स में से हम लोग 10th स्कंद पढ़ रहे हैं एंड 11th चैप्टर, 11th अध्याय हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं. और 10th स्कंद में भगवान कृष्ण के बारे में बताया गया है. अप टू 9th स्कंद वी सो लाइक ऑल डिफरेंट अवतार्स ऑफ भगवान एंड so many of different devotional prayers and glorification of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shri Krishna. और 10th स्कंद में लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा के बारे में हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं. जन्माष्टमी का भी वक्त था और हम लोग अभी बाल लीला के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं. कल वी रेड श्लोक 53rd और जैसा कि इसमें हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, just as the senses are pacified when consciousness and life return, so when Krishna was freed from this danger, all the boys, including Balram, thought that their life had been restored. They embraced Krishna in good consciousness, and then they collected their own cows and returned to Vrijbhumi, where they declared the incident loudly. What this is saying is, हम जो बकासुर का इंसिडेंस पढ़ रहे थे, कैसे बकासुर got into all the cows, and then how Bhagwan Krishna realized that and took him out, right? So that's the incident this is referring about. And then they went back to Vrajbhumi. Yeah. और इसके पहले हमने देखा कैसे पूतना और काफी सारे दूसरे डेमंस का भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने उद्धार किया है एक्चुअली. एंड इन फैक्ट ऑल्सो जब माता यशोदा ने उधर से रस्सी में से भगवान कृष्ण को बांधा, तब उन्होंने किसका उद्धार किया है?
नलकुबेर एंड मणिग्रीव.
एंड मणिग्रीव, राइट, द टू सन्स ऑफ कुबेर देवता हिमसेल्फ. उनको नारद ऋषि ने श्राप दिया था कि वो दोनों ट्री बन जाए, और कृष्ण भगवान ने उनको वहां से रिलीज किया एंड सेंड देम बैक टू देयर ओरिजिनल प्लेस. तो हम लोग 54 श्लोक से पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे आज.
श्रुत्वा तद्विस्मिता गोपा गोप्यश्चाति प्रियादृता प्रत्यागमिगवितो सुख्यादाक्षन्त त्रिषिते क्षणाः. When the cowherd men and women heard about the killing of Bakasur in the forest, they were very much astonished. Upon seeing Krishna and hearing the story, they received Krishna very eagerly, thinking that Krishna and other boys had returned from the mouth of death. Thus they looked upon Krishna and the boys with silent eyes, not wanting to turn their eyes aside now that the boys were safe. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा. इस तरह से सब गोपों को कृष्ण भगवान बचाते हैं. निशा.
अहो बतास्य बालस्य बहवो मृत्युवो अभवन् अप्यासीद विप्रियं तेषां कृतं पूर्वं यतो भयम्. The cowherd men, headed by Nand Maharaj, began to contemplate. It is very astonishing that although these boys, Krishna has many times faced many varied causes of death. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it was this cause of fear that were killed instead of him. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा. सो नंद महाराज और बाकी सारे गोप जो है सोचते हैं कि इतनी बार कृष्ण भगवान का मुकाबला अलग अलग राक्षसों से हुआ है, बट दे डोंट नो हु इज लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा, एंड दे थिंक बाय द ग्रेस ऑफ सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉड एंड लॉर्ड विष्णु दैट ऑल दीज थिंग्स वर डिफीटेड. या दैट्स व्हाट दे आर थिंकिंग. रामानु जी पढ़ेंगे आप? म्यूट पे.
Mute.
यू आर ऑन म्यूट. रामानु जी आप म्यूट पे हैं.
Unmute.
Okay.
हाँ.
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
श्योर. ये ठीक है.
हाँ. अतोप्या अभिभव्यति इनम नैवते घोर दर्शनः जिघ्हं संयम असद्या न संयत्य अग्नौ पतांगवत्. Although the cause of the death, the Daitya were very fierce, they could not kill the boy Krishna. Rather, because they came to kill innocent boys, as soon as they approached, they themselves were killed, exactly like the flies attacking a fire.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
अहो ब्रह्मविदां वाचो ना सत्याः सन्ति कहचित् गर्गो यदा है भगवान प्रभावी तथैव तत्. The words of persons in full knowledge of Brahma never become untrue. It is very wonderful that whatever Garg Muni predicted, we are now actually experiencing in all detail. Yeah. So who is saying this? Nand Maharaj is thinking. If you remember, पिछले अध्यायों में हमने देखा था गर्ग मुनि वासुदेव महाराज ने नंद बाबा के पास भेजे थे, एंड जब गर्ग मुनि ने नामकरण किया वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण का, तभी उन्होंने ये आइडिया नंद बाबा को दिया था कि कृष्ण भगवान इज द सुप्रीम पावरफुल पर्सनालिटी. या तो नंद महाराज अब उसको याद कर रहे हैं कि अहो ब्रह्म विदाम वाचो, कि जो ब्रह्म स्थान तक पहुंचे हुए हैं, तो जैसे गर्ग मुनि वाज द ब्रह्म ऋषि काइंड ऑफ, राइट. सो एंड ही प्रेडिक्टेड कि कृष्ण भगवान इज द सुप्रीम पर्सन, एंड सो नंद बाबा इज नाउ थिंकिंग दैट जो भी ब्रह्म सिद्ध पुरुष बोलते हैं वो हमेशा सच होता है. या संति कहिर्चित है, उनका कहा हुआ वाक्य सत्य होता है, इज व्हाट ही सेइंग. सो हरे कृष्ण. तरुण.
Hare Krishna. The purpose of human life is indicated in the Brahma Sutra. Athato Brahma Jignasa, to make one's life perfect. In the past, present, and future, one must learn about Brahman. Because of intense affection, Nand Maharaj could not understand Krishna as he is. Garga Muni was able to know everything, past, present, and future, by studying the Vedas, but Nand Maharaj could not understand Krishna directly. Because of his intense love for Krishna, he forgot who Krishna was and could not understand Krishna's potency. Although Krishna is Narayana himself, Garga Muni did not disclose this. Thus, Nand Maharaj appreciated the words of Garga Muni, but because of his deep affection, he could not understand who Krishna was. Although Garga Muni had said that Krishna's qualities would be exactly like those of Narayana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Garg Muni had said Krishna's quality will be exactly like those of Lord Krishna. Yeah. Ajay?
Iti Nandadeo Gopa Krishna Ram Katham Muda Kurvanto Ramnascha Navindan Bhavednam. In this way, all the cowherd men headed by Nand Maharaj enjoyed topics about the pastime of Krishna and Balram with transcendental pleasure, and they could not even perceive material tribulations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what is mentioned is Nand Adiyo Gopa hai, like all the gopis along with Nand Maharaj, they enjoyed the Krishna Ram Katha. Yeah. They enjoyed the topics and the pastimes of Krishna and Balram. A nice purport. Let's read this. Nisha?
Here is an instruction about the result of studying or discussing the Krishna Leelas that appear in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhyo Hriday Avardhute Tro Kritibhi Sushrubhisa Tat Kshanat. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda in Vrindavan appeared like ordinary persons of this material world, but they never felt the tribulations of the world, although they sometimes met many dangerous situations created by the demons. This is a practical example. If we follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj and the Gopas, we can all be happy simply by discussing the activities of Krishna. Ananto pasamam sakshad bhakti yogam adhokshaje lokasya janato vidivams chakre satvata samhitam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ramanuji?
Vyasadeva has given this literature so that everyone may understand one's transcendental positions simply by discussing Bhagavata Katha. Even at the present moment, everyone everywhere can be happy and free from material tribulations by following Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no need to be austerities and penances, which in this age are very difficult to perform. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore declared sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtam. By our Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam so that anyone in any part of the world can be absorbed in the Krishna consciousness movement by chanting and hearing about the activities of Krishna and be free from all material tribulations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what is mentioned here is everyone may understand one's transcendental position. Yeah. That's our spiritual position, not just this body, right? Inside the soul, beyond the Suksham Sharir, as we have been reading, right? How just by discussing Bhagavad Katha, yeah. And we have seen like Bhakti Yogam. It says Bhakti Yogam Adokshaze. Adokshas is Lord Vishnu. Bhakti Yogam was by doing the devotional service. We can actually understand Lord Sri Krishna, and we can be free from all material tribulations, is what is being mentioned. And how do we do the Bhakti Yoga? What are the different ways of doing Bhakti Yoga?
Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Chanting.
So there are 9 different ways, yeah. Navada Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Padasevanam.
Padasevanam, yani to serve the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Ishmaranam, Padasevanam,
Sakhyam,
Sakhyam,
Atmanivedanam.
Atmanivedanam, yeah, Dashyam, Archanam, or other ones, right? So there are 9 different ways. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Ishmaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dashyam, Sakhyam, and Atmanivedanam. So those are different ways, and Shravanam and Kirtanam are the most important. So Shravanam and Kirtanam. So we start with chanting, 1 round of chanting. So that's how we are hearing and chanting, right? The Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We are listening to this. So those are part of the devotional service. Yeah. And that's how one can achieve one's transcendental position, is what is mentioned here. Tarun?
Em viharem kumaram jahatru varje excuse me nilayanem setu bandher kartopla vanidibim. Be here. Can you scroll up, please? Thank you. In this way, Krishna and Balram passed their childhood age in Vraj Bhumi by engaging in activities of childish play, such as playing hide and seek, constructing a make-believe bridge on the ocean, and jumping here and there like monkeys. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what we are reading is Bal Leela of Lord Shri Krishna Bhagavan and Lord Balram. Komareha Komaram, like sometimes doing Setuban and all those activities. That's how Bal Leela of Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram is described. And so this ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 10th canto, 11th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna. Hello, Srimad Bhagavatam ki. So we'll continue reading the 12th chapter, which is about the killing of the demon Aghasur. So in the last adhyaya, we read about killing of Bakasur. Now we'll read about the Aghasur. Yeah. And it's all part of Lord Krishna's Bal Leela. Sri Shukavacha Kvachidvanashaya manodhadavrijat Pratah Samuthaya Vayashvavatsapana Prabodhayachindravena Charuna Vinirgato Vatspura Saro Hari Hai. Sukdev Goswami continued, O king, one day Krishna decided to take his breakfast as a picnic in the forest. Having risen early in the morning, he blew his bagal made of horn and woke all the cowherd boys and cows with its beautiful sound. Then Krishna and the boys, keeping their respective groups of cows before them, proceeded from Vraj Bhumi to the forest. Yeah. So again, Sukdev Goswami ji, Srimad Bhagavatam suna rahe hain. O king, who is the king?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj, right? This Srimad Bhagavatam was recited by Sukdev Goswami ji to Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah. So Sukdev Goswami ji is answering to the Parikshit Maharaj, and because Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know the Bal Leela, childhood Leela of Lord Shri Krishna. That's what Sukdev Goswami ji is describing. And so one day they went for a breakfast as a picnic, is what they are mentioning. Ajay?
Tenev sakam prathika sahstrishah snigdha suchishvetra vishan venavah swan sahastro parisangkhya khyayanvitan vatsan puruskritya vinirya yumuda. At that time, hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys came out of their respective homes in Vrajbhumi and joined Krishna, keeping before them their hundreds and thousands of groups of calves. The boys were very beautiful and they were equipped with lunch bags, bugles, flutes, and sticks for controlling the calves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nisha?
Krishna vatsair sangyakhyate tairyuyudhikritya स्ववत्सकान् चारयन्तोर्विलीला भिर्विजहुस्तत्र तत्रः. Along with the cowherd boys and their own group of cows, Krishna came out with an unlimited number of cows assembled. Then all the boys began the sport in the forest in a greatly playful spirit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice purport. Let's read this. Ramanujan?
Yeah. In this verse, the words Krishna, Vatsair, Asankhya are significant. The word Asankhyata means unlimited. Krishna cows were unlimited. We may speak of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, trillions, tens of trillions, and so on. But when we go further to speak the numbers impossible for us to count, we are speaking of unlimited numbers. Such unlimited numbers are indicated here by the words Asankhyata. Krishna is unlimited. His potency is unlimited. His cows and calves are unlimited. And his space is unlimited. Therefore, he is described in Bhagavad Gita as Parabrahman. The word Brahman means unlimited. And Krishna is a supreme unlimited. Parabrahman. Therefore, we should not consider the statements of this verse to be mythological. They are factual but inconceivable. Krishna can accommodate an unlimited number of calves and an unlimited measurement of space. This is neither mythological nor false. But if we study Krishna potency with our unlimited knowledge, that potency will never be possible to understand.
Yeah. If we
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, if we study the potency, because our knowledge is limited. So our knowledge is limited. That's why we are not able to conceive the unlimited nature, Anant. Right? That's why Lord Sri Krishna is called Ananta Achyutam, right? Adim, Anadi. And that's very difficult for us to understand. We cannot really conceive that, is what is mentioned. But those are all factual things, is what is being said. Tarun?
अथ श्रीकृष्ण नमदि न भवेद् ग्राह्यम् इन्द्रिया भक्ति रसंत्र सिंधु 1.2.109. Our senses cannot perceive how he could keep an unlimited number of calves and cows and have unlimited space in which to do so. But this is answered in the Srimad Bhagavatam Amrita. Evam Prabho Piyanam Cha धम्नश्च समस्यसा च अविचिन्त्य प्रभाववत् अत्र किंचिन न दुर्गतम. Sri Shantana Goswami in the Brihad Bhagwan Amrita states that since everything about Krishna is unlimited, nothing is impossible for him. It is in this sense that we have to understand this verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
फल प्रबल प्रबलस्तक स्तवक सुम्नः पिच्छा धातुभिः काच गुंजामणि स्वर्णभूषिता अप्यभूषयन्. Although all these boys are already decorated by their mothers with ornaments of kachra, gunja, pearls, and gold, when they went into the forest, they further decorated themselves with fruits, green leaves, bunches of flowers, peacock feathers, and soft minerals. Hare Krishna.
Nisha?
मुष्णन्तो शिक्यादीन् ज्ञाता नाराच्च चिशिपुः तत्रत्याश्च पूर्णदुराध सन्तश्च पूर्णर्ददुः. All the cowherd boys used to steal one another's lunch bag. When a boy came to understand that his bag had been taken away, the other boys would throw it farther away to a more distant place, and those standing there would throw it still farther. When the proprietor of the bag became disappointed, the other boys would laugh, and the proprietor would cry, and then the bag would be returned. Hare Krishna.
Sure. Ramanoj?
यदि दुरम गतः कृष्णो वन शोभे कृष्णया तम अहम पूर्वम इति संप्रस्य रमिर. Sometimes Krishna would go to a somewhat distant place to see the beauty of the forest. Then all the other boys would run to accompany him, each one saying, I shall be the first to run and touch Krishna. I shall touch Krishna first. In this way, they enjoyed life by repeatedly touching Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Sukdev Goswami is continuously describing Bal Leela of Krishna Bhagwan. Yeah. Kṛiṣhṇa Vante Shingani Kecana Kechidringe Pragayante Kujante Kokile Pare Pichayabhya Pradhavanto Gacchante Sadhu Hansake Bhake Rupa Vishantascha Nrityanchascha Kalapibhi Vikarshantaha Kishbala Narahantascha Te Dhurman Vikruvantascha Te Sakam Plavantascha Palashishu Sakam Bhekera Vilanganta Saritah Sarva Sampulta hai Vihashantah Pratichaya Shapatscha Pratishyavana hai Itham Satam Brahma Sukhanubhutya Dasham Gatanam Paradevavruttena Maya Sitanam Nardarkena Sakam Vijahu Krita Punya Puja hai. All the boys would be differently engaged. Some boys blew their flutes and others blew bugles made of horn. Some imitated the buzzing of the bumblebees and others imitated the voice of the cuckoo. Some boys imitated flying birds by running after the birds, shadows on the ground. Some imitated the beautiful movements and attractive postures of the swans. Some sat down with the ducks. sitting silently, and others imitated the dancing of the peacocks. Some boys attracted young monkeys in the trees. Some jumped into the trees imitating the monkeys. Some made faces as the monkeys were accustomed to do, and others jumped from one branch to another. Some boys went to the waterfalls and crossed over the river, jumping with the frogs, and when they saw their own reflections on the water, they would laugh. They would also condemn the sounds of their own echoes. In this way, all the cowherd boys used to play with Krishna, who is the source of the Brahma effulgence for Gyanis, desiring to merge into that effulgence, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead for devotees who have accepted eternal servitorship, and who for ordinary persons is but another ordinary child. The cowherd boys, having accumulated the results of pious activities for many lives, were able to associate in this way with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can one explain their great fortune? Yeah. So what is being described is how all the gopis played with Lord Shri Krishna. And what they are saying is, it's unimaginable basically that how much pious activities for many, many lives they have accumulated, so that they are able to play with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because it is not even easy for Brahma effulgence for Gyanis. Like Gyanis who have been doing austerities and tap and everything, it's not even possible for them, right? So, how many pious activities gopis would have done is what is mentioned here, right? It says, Itham satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasham gatanam paradevatena maya sitanam nardarkena sakam vijahu krita punya puja. How many punya pious activities, how many lives after lives, all these gopis have done, that they were able to play with Lord Shri Krishna, is what is mentioned. Yeah, nice purport. Let's read this, Tarun.
As recommended by Srila Rupa Goswami, tasmat kinapi upayena mana Krishne nivesayet bhakti samrata sindhu 1.2.4. Somehow or the other, whether one thinks of Krishna as an ordinary human child, as a source of the Brahman effulgence, as the origin of Paramatma, or as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should concentrate one's full attention upon the lotus feet of Krishna. That is also the instruction of Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Srimad Bhagavatam is the easiest way of directly approaching Krishna. Ishvara sadhyo hridhi avarudyate tra kritibhi susarubhis subhis tat sashanat. Bhagavad 1.1.2. Diverting even a little of one's attention towards Krishna and activities in Krishna consciousness immediately enables one to achieve the highest perfection of life. This is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. Lokascha jananato vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. Bhagavatam 1.7.6. The secret of success is unknown to people in general, and therefore Srila Vyasadeva, being compassionate towards the poor souls in this material world, especially in this age of Kali, has given us the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavam Priyam. Bhagavatam 12.13.18. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Those are the quotations from Srimad Bhagavatam itself. And that's why Srila Vyasadeva compiled, as we have read, why Srila Vyasadeva and when he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, right? It's essentially known as the 18th Puran, but it's a compilation of all the Vedas and Purans into one Srimad Bhagavatam, right? For the devotional service, because in this Kali Yuga, it is mentioned that it's very difficult to do the austerities and tap and yoga, Gyan meditation is not very easy. And even those doesn't take you to the highest perfection of life. So the highest perfection of life is to do the devotional service. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam was also composed. Yeah, is what is mentioned here. Ajay?
For Vaishnavas who are somewhat advanced or who are fully aware of the glories and potencies of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavatam is a beloved Vedic literature. After all, we have to change this body. Tatha dehantara prapti. If we do not care about Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, we do not know what the next body will be. But if one adheres to these two books, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, one is sure to obtain the association of Krishna in the next life. Tyaktva deham punarjanam neti mam eti so Arjuna. Therefore, distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world is a great welfare activity for theologians, philosophers, transcendentalists, and yogis. Yoginam api sarvesam, as well as the people in general. Janma labha parah pamsam ante narayana smita. If we can somehow or other remember Krishna Narayan at the end of the life, our life will be successful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. For the life to be successful, one doesn't have to become billionaire or be the president of the world or whatever. That's not the success of life. The success of the life is Ante Narayan Smrita, remembering Lord Narayan, Lord Sri Krishna at the end. Yeah, everyone has to go from this body. And at that time, if you can remember Narayan, that is the successful life. And to be engaging into devotional service is the highest perfection in life, right? That's what we have been reading. So, Nisha?
Yat pada pansur bahujanma krishchasto dhrutatma bhiryo gibiralapya labhyah sa eva yad drigvishayah swayam stitah kim varnyate dishtamato vrajokasam. Yogis may undergo severe austerities and penances for many births by practicing yama, niyam, and asana and pranayam, none of which are easily performed. Yet in due course of time, when these yogis attain the perfection of controlling the mind, they will still be unable to taste even a particle of dust from the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then can we describe about the great fortune of the inhabitants of Rajabhumi, Vrindavan, with whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally lived and who saw the Lord's face to face? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is mentioned is what we are reading earlier also is even though yogis may undergo severe austerities, penances for many, many births, not just by one birth, many births by practicing all the niyams, yam, asan, pranayam, meditation, and those are not very easy to perform, right? Even though they are able to do all that, still, and after doing all that, they do control their mind. They are able to control the mind. However, they are still unable to taste even a particle of dust from the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, it's not easy. Even we have read in Bhagavad Gita like Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanvan Mam Prapadate. Lord Sri Krishna himself is saying Janma after Janma, birth after birth, they become Gyanis, Yogis. Then they realize that Vasudev Sarvamiti. Vasudev is everything. This is after so many births after births, right? So what Sukdev Goswami is saying, right, is that even those Mahatmas cannot attain Lord Sri Krishna, even a dust of lotus feet, then what and how do you describe about the great fortune of the inhabitants of Vrij and Vrindavan, with whom the Lord Sri Krishna himself is playing. Yeah, it says here, right? See, yat pad pansur bahu janma krichyato. Like even after bahu janma, pad is the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Yeah, kritatma bhi yogi virapya alabhya. Yani they are not able to get a dust of Lord Sri Krishna's feet. But what is being mentioned is sa ev yadrig vishaya swayam istita hai. Lord Sri Krishna himself is there in Vrindavan. Swayam istita hai. So what is being mentioned is kim vanyate. How do you describe? How do you even think about the fortune of this Tamato Vrajokasana? All these Vraj gopis who are playing directly with Lord Sri Krishna. How can you even imagine the great fortune of those inhabitants? Because even the Jnanis, the highest Jnanis, are not able to get to that. Yeah, is what is mentioned. Says here, we can simply imagine the great fortune of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. It is impossible to describe how, after many, many births of pious activities, they have become so fortunate. Hare Krishna, Shiva Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just a minute. I think.
You want to read the next one? Or?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Sure. No,
I can read. Atha dhanam mabhya patna mahasur stosam shuk kridan vishana shamaha nityam yadna niji jivet pashubhiha pitamrite rpyamaraha pratichyate. My dear King Parikshit, thereafter there appeared a great demon named Aghasura, whose death was being awaited even by the demigods. The demigods drank nectar every day, but still they feared this great demon and awaited his death. This demon could not tolerate the transcendental pleasure being enjoyed in the forest by the cowherd boys. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Sukdev Goswami ji continuously reciting the Bal Leela of Lord Sri Krishna Bhagwan. Nisha.
दृष्टवार्भकान् कृष्णमुखान् वासुरः कंसानुशिष्टः स बकीबकानुजः अयं तु मे सोदरनाशकृत्ययोर्द्वयोर्मे मनं सबलं हनिष्ये. Aghasur, who had been sent by Kansa, was the younger brother of Putana and Bakasur. Therefore, when they came and saw Krishna at the head of all the cowherd boys, he thought, "This Krishna has killed my sister and brother, Putana and Bakasur. Therefore, in order to please them both, I shall kill this Krishna along with his assistants and the other cowherd boys." Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Ramanuji.
Ite yada mat surdos tilapaha kras tata nasta sama raja kasaha rane gate varsamasu kanu chinta praja savaha prana bhrito hi yete. Aghasura thought, if somehow or other I can make Krishna and his associates serve as the last offering of sesame and water for the departed soul of my brother and sister, then the inhabitants of Vrajabhumi, for whom these boys are the life and soul, will automatically die. If there is no life, there is no need for the body. Consequently, when their sons are dead, naturally all the inhabitants of Vraja will die. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Aghasur is thinking to basically kill everyone. Tarun?
इति व्यवसायजरं बृहद्वपुं स योजनायाममहाद्वीपिवरं दत्त्वाद्भुतं व्यातगुहाननं तदा पथिव्यशेषत Kṛṣṇāṣaya khalam. After thus deciding that crooked Aghasura assumed the form of a huge python as thick as a big mountain and as long as 8 miles, having assumed this wonderful python's body, he spread his mouth like a big cave in the mountains and lay down on the road, expecting to swallow Krishna and his associates, the cowherd boys. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Aghasur takes the form of a python, yeah? Ajgar. Ajay?
धराधरोष्ठो जलदोतरोष्ठो द्रयाननान्तो ग्रीषङ्दृष्टं ध्वानान्तरास्यो वितताद्विजः परुषनिश्वास निश्वास दवे Kṛṣhṇa. His lower lip rested on the surface of the earth, and his upper lip was touching the clouds in the sky. The border of his mouth resembled the slides of a big cow in a mountain, and the middle of his mouth was as dark as possible. His tongue resembled a broad traffic way. His breath was like a warm wind, and his eyes blazed like fire. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is how the Aghasur is taking shape, yeah? His roop is being described. Nisha?
दृष्ट्वा तं तादृशं सर्वे मत्वा वृन्दावनश्रियं व्यात्ता जगरतुण्डेन विप्रेक्षन्ते स्म लीलया. Upon seeing this demon's wonderful form, which resembled a great python, the boys thought that it must be a beautiful scenic spot of Vrindavan. Thereafter, they imagined it to be similar to the mouth of a great python. In other words, the boys, unafraid, thought that it was a statue made in the shape of a great python for the enjoyment of their pastimes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ramanuj?
Aho mitrani gadata satva kutam purah shitam asmat sangrasana vyata vyala tunde yate nava. The boys said, "Dear friends, is this creature dead, or is it actually a living python with its mouth spread wide just to swallow us all? Kindly clear up this doubt."
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So all the boys, copes, playing there, they are saying this Aghasur is taking the form of Ajgar, and the boys are wondering, like, is this really a creature living or dead, or what is going on? Yeah, so that's what they are talking about. Hmm? Tarun?
सत्यम अर्का करारक्तम उत्तरा हनुवद घनम अधरा हनुवद रोधस तत्प्रचितय runam. Therefore, thereafter they decided, dear friend, this is certainly an animal sitting here to swallow us all. Its upper lip resembles a cloud. Can you scroll up, please? Reddened by sunshine, and its lower lip resembles the reddish shadows of a cloud. Hare Krishna.
प्रतिस्पर्धेते श्रीकभ्याम सव्ये नगोदरे तुण्डगशीर्ण गल्यो अप्यतास्तं दृष्भिश्च पश्यत्. On the left and right, the two depressions resembling mountain caves are the corners of its mouth, and the high mounted peaks are its teeth. Hare Krishna.
Stritayam margoyam rasinam pratigharjati eshamantargatam dhanta atadapyantarananam. In the length and breadth, the animal's tongue resembles a broad traffic way, and the inside of its mouth is very, very dark, like a cave in a mountain. Ajay?
दावोष्ण खर्वातोयम श्वास वद्राति पश्यत् तदग्ध सत्वं दुर्गंधो अप्यंतर मिश्रगंधवत. The hot fiery wind is the breath coming out of his mouth, which is giving off the bad smell of burning flesh because of all the dead bodies he has eaten. Hare Krishna.
अस्मान् किमत्र ग्रसिता निविष्टानयं तथा चेदबक्वद विनङ्गष्यति क्षणादने नेति बकार्युषन्मुखं विक्षोद्धसन्तः करताडनैर्युः. Then the boy said, has this living creature come to swallow us? If he does so, he will immediately be killed like a Bakasur without delay. Thus they looked at the beautiful face of Krishna, the enemy of Bakasur, and laughing loudly and clapping their hands, they entered the mouth of the python. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what's happening is, all the gops, they think Lord Krishna is going to save them anyways, like, he saved from Bakasur. So they actually enter into the mouth of Ajgar, the Agasur. Ramanaji?
Itam mitaha atayam atatanya bhasitam stutva visintya iti amsro mrasyate raksham viditya akhilo bhuto aha shritaha. Can you go down, please? Swanam niridhyum Bhagavan Manah Dadho. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who is situated as Antaryami, the super soul in the core of everyone's heart, heard the boys talking among themselves about the artificial python. Unknown to them, it is actually Aghasura, a demon who had appeared as a python. Krishna, knowing this, wanted to forbid his associate to enter the demon's mouth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tarun? Tarun? Shiva Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Tavat pravishtashtavasuro darantaram param na girnah shishvah savatsaha pratichamanein bakari veshana hataswakant smaren rachasa. In the meantime, while Krishna was considering how to stop them, all the cowherd boys entered the mouth of the demon. The demon, however, did not swallow them, for he was thinking of his own relatives who had been killed by Krishna and was just waiting for Krishna to enter his mouth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tarun?
Sorry, having difficulty with unmuting. Tanam Vishaya Krishnam Sakala Bhaya Prado Hir Ananya Nathan Swa Karad Avachyutan Dinam Cha Mrityo Jitharagni Ghasam Granadito Dishta Sutrena Vismita. Krishna saw that all the cowherd boys, who did not know anyone but him as their lord, had now gone out of his hand and were helpless, having entered like straws into the fire of the abdomen of Aghasura, who was death personified. It was intolerable for Krishna to be separated from his friends, the cowherd boys. Therefore, as if seeing that this has been arranged by his internal potency, Krishna was momentarily struck with wonder and unsure of what to do. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are actually going to pause here since almost time. So basically all the boys, they enter into Aghasura's mouth, the Ajgar, and Lord Krishna is seeing this. And so what we'll read is the whole Bal Lila continues again from next Monday, right? So we read on Monday and Tuesday starting at 9:30 to 10:50. So we have 6 minutes. So for 6 and 7 minutes, again, we are going to, since this was a Janmashtami time last week, yesterday we saw how Janmashtami Abhishek in Mayapur temple of Lord Shri Krishna. Today we are going to see the Janmashtami celebration and the Abhishek in Vrindavan temple. Yeah. So we'll see this for 7 to 8 minutes and then we'll pause.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. सभी दर्शनार्थी चलते रहिए, भीड़ मत लगाइए, चलते रहिए. हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Prasadam has started in Goshala. Please proceed there. Whosoever wants to take prasad, please go.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare गौशाला में प्रसादम चालू हो चुका है. जिसे भी प्रसादम खाना है इस्कॉन वृंदावन की गौशाला जाइए. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. या फिर कीर्तन कीजिए हरे राम राम. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. सब लोग बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Guru Sri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagwan ki.
Yeah.
So this is a darshan from Vrindavan, right? From yesterday's, from the Janmashtami day. So I will get a feel of Vrindavan. Take a pause for this week and we'll again meet on Monday, 9:30 p.m. EST, and hope everyone had a nice Ekadashi today.
We did the Ekadashi yesterday, Bhajan. As per Dirpanchang.
So it's, generally like this, yesterday and then one day ahead, like depending on which calendar you are looking at.
Yeah, I don't know what. I just started following Dikpanchang with the local time zone, and they give you where what tithi is, and they just follow that.
Yeah, I follow Seema's Panchang. So
Which one? Seema's Panchang. Of
she
course.
he tells me today is Ekadashi, then I just do that.
आज अगर नहीं करोगे तो कल उपवास हो जाएगा आपका.
Exactly. वैसे भी हो जाएगा.
वही बोल रहा हूँ, अगर नहीं सुनोगे तो उपवास ही हो जाएगा.
वही.
डाउट ही नहीं रहेगा. एकादशी नहीं, द्वादशी नहीं,
Correct.
उपवास है आपका कल से.
और रामानुज भी ज्वाइन करे अपने को तरुण आज से.
हाँ, very nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. Great katha.
So yeah, we all just come together and read basically. So we are almost slowly we are getting there. Today was, I think, 576th get together, and we'll just continue. We're almost getting there.
Yep.
Completing Srimad Bhagavatam. So
yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
So everyone together is making it happen. So
no, it's all your perseverance. We are just tagging along.
No, it's all together.
Very nice.
Cool. We'll see you on Monday, 9:30 p.m.
See you Monday.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.